Hey guys, Sharon. Let's see, we're going to go live on Instagram as well. Okay. All right. So it's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I'm Sharon, the accidental art maker. And I have committed to every day in January doing art for at least 10 minutes a day. And you can probably get a little sneak peek. I started cheating and I started doing something before going live. Part of my commitment is to go live every day when I do the 10 minutes. And just a quick um, bit of inspiration. What inspired me is that I've been reading this book, and the author says that we think that inspiration causes motivation, causes action. And so I like when I read that, I always think about myself sitting on the sofa, drinking a glass of wine, having some chips, and it's so good. Oh, I have great ideas. When has that ever happened? What really happens is that you take action, then you get inspired, and then you have your motivation. So, do something is basically do something, get started. And so that's been kind of my theme for this month. And tonight, the do something that I was going to do has been changed. So it's kind of like one of these funny, not funny things. Let me move this out of the way here. So I've been working on this piece I've been calling Side-Eye Sally. You can see her right here. And tonight, I'm at the point now where I'm ready to put the transfers, the fairy transfers, because the whole theme behind this is cowgirls and fairies. I think it's a great combination. I have picked out some fairies. I had cut them out of this book right here. You guys are probably familiar with it from Christmas time, but it's the Fairy Fairies Christmas transfer book. And I picked out the ones I wanted. I took them and I put them back in here like this. And I put them right next to my little workstation here. And I came back today and guess what? The one that I want to use is missing. There's two that I cut out and I can't find anywhere. And I'm kind of pissed, excuse my language, because I know I kept them all together. I had them in here. I keep waiting for them to show up and so I can feel like an idiot. But I've been through this book like 10 times and I can't find the most favorite one that I have is of the look, there's like a little fairy wearing a mushroom hat. And I keep expecting it to pop up in here, even though, it's like the 10th time I've gone through here and, they're not here. So it was this fairy right here with the mushroom hat. So I'm kind of in a quandary about what to do because I really want her. So I think what I'm going to do tonight is, so I still have some other fairies here. I think what I'm going to do tonight is just cut up these fairies, maybe not lay them down, and come back tomorrow with a rested brain. Maybe first thing in the morning, I'll go through my studio here and see if I can find them. But I've kind of torn through everything and I can't find it. So I'm feeling like a bit of an idiot, to tell you the truth. And I'm sorry about that. Okay, so I got this one right here. Let me hold it up so you can see it, see her. So she's a cute little thing. The colors are pretty muted. I could like make her look like she's, hanging out on the sleeve here. And then I've got this one right here. I wouldn't need to cut. She's already on this ivy that's growing. She could I could have like a little cluster of fairies down here in the corner is what I'm thinking, and kind of just like, I don't know, because look, they look different, right? Like, look how they look different stylistically and then size-wise. So if you look at her face and look at her face, I don't know if they're going to go well together. right close to each other. And then I like her right here, and I could cut out the newsprint background and have her standing down here is what I'm thinking. I'm missing I'm just I don't know to be upset with myself, or I know nobody was in here. Now I know I sound like I'm ranting like a lunatic. Sorry about that, but it's just frustrating, like this is like the most exciting part to me. And see, here I am. I'm going through here again, convinced that they're just going to pop up. But yeah, I don't know where the little mushroom hack girl went, and I'm just going to have to come back tomorrow and look for them. So what I think I'll do for tonight is I'm just going to cut her out right here. And then you can see over here, I laid down an inlay. I covered up the cactus that was over here and painted over it, and I put an inlay on top. So we will see what that looks like. And right now I am just going to cut around her like this, just kind of get going. Anyways, I would love to hear if in your studio or craft room or wherever it is that you do your work, how often do you lose things? Do they come back? Do they come back to you? I'm just I don't usually get upset when things don't go well or the way I planned. I go to plan B or plan C, but I am upset today because this is to me the best. Combining the cowgirl with the fairies is what I've been looking forward to. All right. So now I'm just cutting around this fairy and her mushroom. She's kind of got this over the look shoulder. My whole idea behind Cowgirls and Fairies was it's the Wild West. We've got Side-Eye Sally here, and she keeps seeing something out of the corner of her eye. And she also has another problem. She needs to save the ranch. And nobody will take her seriously because she's a cowgirl and she's not a man, and there's no man on the ranch in her family that can help her out. I don't know. They got called back east or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, so Side-Eye Sally is struggling to keep the ranch afloat, and but the bad guys show up and they give her a hard time, and then they take off on their carriage, and on their way out of the ranch, their wheels fall off the carriage or something like that. It's the scary rich man, right, that comes into town and to take away your farm that you're supposed to be taking care of, or your dude ranch. But yeah, so long story short, turns out it was fairies who took the wheels off or loosened whatever it is on a carriage that holds the wheels on. So, all right. I'm going to come in here and just try and cut around this mushroom. I'm going to try and just come in here. So, yeah, so I've had this story playing in my mind for over a week now, and it needs the idea needs to get out, and it needs to be visualized. I need to want to get it down on here, and it's just frustrating because I can't do it tonight. So I don't usually complain. I'm only grown so much, so sorry about that. All right. All right, so that's okay. Let's see here. Okay, so I've got her, and I really do like the idea of tucking her down here in the corner. Down here. Take a little bit of this. I gotta leave it on. Okay, so I haven't top coats. Usually with DIY, you do a top coat. And I'm just thinking here, I haven't done a top coat on top of this decoupage paper. So I'm not going to be doing the actual transfers tonight. I'm just going to be doing composition and hope that the mushroom cowgirl shows up sometime. Okay. And so I like that one down there. Now, let's just see if there's any more standalones here that I can use. So I could probably use her because they're kind of like twinsies here. Let's cut her out because I got her standing. Okay. See, I like how their faces pop. Okay, let's see what else we've got in here. I got this big old wreath. Don't want a wreath. Okay, I've got some tiny fairies here. Now, some of these would work. Like this little tiny one right here would be really cute. So let's cut her out. Just gonna tell the fairies not to disappear on me tonight and to bring back their friends tomorrow. Mushroom hat fairy needs to come back. Okay, let's get this out of the way. So I know I like her, not her. So you've got one for another project. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see who's joined. Oh, Carrie says she got 2. Yes, 2 sets. That's good. I have to tell you, I found another stockist. She's selling her IOD stash. She's selling out her inventory, and she had some Fairy Marys left over. And she also had Fruitful Harvest, and she had a couple of other limited series. So I was able to I ordered all of them. I ordered all the Fairy Marys. So if my Cowgirl Fairy doesn't show back up, then I'm just gonna dig into one of those and sacrifice the sale. All right. So so Carrie, I'm glad you got 2. Did you get any of the other transfers from that release? Because those were pretty awesome. This one, I'm just cutting around. I don't need to cut anything off, but I just want to kind of get a better sense of where I'm going to cut off some of this white space here, just so I can kind of get a better idea of where I would place her. Like I could have like a series of fairies down along the bottom, but I am stuck on having I wanted one perching on her shoulder. So it could be like this little tiny one right here. It could be like perched on her shoulder. And then this one, okay. And so over here it's still drying, but I laid down another inlay over there. And so I could have like her standing on the inlay or something like that. So, all right. Well, I'm reaching the end of my 10 minutes and frankly, I'm just kind of, I'm sure you guys have been there. I'm just not in the mood right now. I need to do some things before I put the transfers down because I'm not sure how the transfers will go on top of the decoupage paper here. I know it would set fine on top of the paint, but I need to put a top coat on here. So, and I guess I'll just jump on and do that really fast right now. Let me get my brush. And then we can wrap it up and call it the 10-minute session. Okay, so I do have a boo-boo right here where I scratched the paper somehow. I'm not usually so unorganized and such a kind of cranky, so apologies. I'm blowing stuff off of here. I got my top coat right here. Okay, yeah. So you got 2 sets of each transfer. That's good. That is good. I made a mistake when I was shipping my last and long story short was I ended up not being able to save the other 2 transfers for myself because I made a mistake and I needed to send them out to customers. Wow, I'm making myself sound like a real class act tonight, aren't I? All right, so I'm painting over Sally. It's just the same thing I used to put her down. It's Liquid Patina by DIY. And this piece of paper right here. There, I'm just going to rip it up like that. I am going to be putting a fairy over that. And I'm just going to work around that one little inlay over there. I'll come back and get that later. All right, so now I also have on here inlays. And it's usually, sometimes people, well, if you want your inlay to stay crisp, you would, there's a couple different methods to keep your inlay from reactivating when you put a top coat on it. But I've been finding that my inlays, if I go gently on the brush, something like that, that I don't reactivate the inlay. So I've been kind of not doing that. I'll show you here tonight. Right now, I just want to get Sally taken care of. Let me go around the sides here. Man, okay. I think I'm at that moment, when you, hey, Amanda. Amanda, I've been up here moaning and complaining because I have not been having a good art night. All my plans have gone south. So I'm like on plan C right now. And anyways, yeah, so I'm going to just gently lay a coat down on top of the inlay. I'm honestly not too concerned if this gets reactivated. I'm not pressing down hard and I'm just putting on one light coat and that'll set the inlay. I still will be doing more painting to this. So I still have more painting that I want to do and I'll be doing that on top of this top coat and it's just small little like highlights and flecks of color and things like that. So I usually do that kind of thing last because I have everything laid down and I want to have everything pretty much done before I put on like these final touchings, kind of like icing on the cake. Get my frosting down in there. So you can see how when you put the top coat on the DIY paint here with the inlay, you can kind of see how things start kind of blending together. Yeah, it happens to everyone from time to time. I'm just not used to having it happen, while I'm doing a live. Because, I have to be perfect. This is like my worst nightmare kind of coming true while doing a live. Yeah, I'll get over it. All right. Almost done here. I'm gonna flip her back around. Ooh, I see a little bit of bubbling happen. I'll show you guys down here. And I'm not panicking about that because I know that once it dries, if it's still bubbly, I can come in here and, well, first of all, I'll hit it with the hot gun, but it'll cover it up, so I'm not too worried about that, and there's a little bit of bubbling happening right up in here too, but it will go away. Once this dries, uh, most of it should go away, and what doesn't go away, I just take my hot gun to it, or you can take a hair dryer, and it'll be fine. All right, let's come down here. I also want to stamp Side-Eye Sally down here along the bottom too, because that's her name. I was going to originally call those Cowgirls and Fairies, but the more I talk about Sally, the more the names become endearing to me. Amanda, you always have the smartest things to say. You know that? You should have been a therapist. Amanda's my friend and neighbor. We found each other because of DIY. She found me. I think you found me online, and then realized that I lived here. So I will often deliver IOD right to her front door. Okay, get down along here. I'm going to be coming back at some point and putting on another top coat, so if I miss little areas, I'm not too worried about it. Okay. All right. Thanks for joining me. If you are watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe and like if you made it this far. And if you found me on Facebook, would love a follow there too if you're not following me already. Okay, so this is a good part of the experiment. Like, so I'm in day 9. It's a good part of the experiment to, if I only have 10 minutes. Oh, you can see it smearing here. All right. The inlay, that's on me, but I'm not too worried about it. Okay. I got to stop painting it. That's the problem. Stop painting. Stop putting the top coat on. Yeah, so day 9 in, if I'm only having one little meltdown, mini meltdown, then I'm not going to be too worried about it. So it's like Amanda says, sometimes the art needs to wait for us. Amanda, I'll send you a check. I feel like you're my therapist tonight. I like delivering it to you. It feels like a whole completion of things. So, yeah. All right. Well, have a lovely evening, everybody. If you're doing 10 minutes a day of something creative, let me know. I want to know how it's going for you. And if you're not, why not? Tell me why. Tell me why you think you can't do 10 minutes of art a day. I'm curious. Okay. All right. Wish me luck finding my fairies. Talk to y'all later.